What is up? It's Scott Tejerian here again from the Weekly Transit Astrology podcast, here with our sports and astrology segment, where Samantha, Dottin, and I will be discussing the synastry, the astrological synastry between Hall of Fame football player and former co-host of Undisputed, Shannon Sharpe, with Skip Bayless, the host of Undisputed, Shannon Sharpe's former partner. We're going to look at their synastry. Of course, like and subscribe if this video is vibing with you. And if you want to learn about your astrological code, contact me for a reading at theweeklytransit.com. So let's take a look at this, Sam. You prompted us with this question in the last video. Why don't you say that again? What was your question?
If there's something in their charts that can show in terms of if there's going to be only one alpha in the room, who's it going to be?
Yeah. Well, right. I think that if you have the three of them in a room, you have three alphas. You know, there's no one that's really going to be able to trump the other, you know, because they're all kind of standing in that position of authority. When I think of alpha, I'm thinking of leading, right? Leadership. And when you think, you go back to these earlier videos that we've done with these three gentlemen. And I want to remind you, Skip, Shannon, Stephen A., send us your birth times.
Give it to us.
All of them were born with key planets in cardinal signs. Now, cardinal is leadership.
Yes.
It's like, this is the sign that leads us into the new season. So when Shannon was born, the sun was in Cancer. Cancer is the sign that leads us into summer. When Stephen A. was born, the sun was in Libra. Libra is the sign that leads us into fall. When Skip was born, the sun was in Sagittarius. That's the end of fall. That's mutable, adaptable. It's less of the alpha. But Skip was born with 4 planets in Libra: Mars, Saturn, Neptune, and Venus. Venus is the planetary ruler of Libra. So 4 planets in Libra. That's that cardinal energy. He was also born with Jupiter in Aries, which is cardinal energy.
Oh, yeah.
Mercury and Chiron in Capricorn. So he was born with 8 planets, because Uranus was in Cancer when Skip was born. So he was born with 8 planets in cardinal signs. 8 planets in cardinal signs. So they're all trying to lead. Every single one of them are trying to lead. We look at Shannon's chart. Shannon has 4 planets in Cancer. He's got Saturn, the North Node, and Chiron in Aries. So he has 6 planets and the North Node all in cardinal signs. So it's 2 less planets, 1 less symbol than Skip, but his sun is in the cardinal sign, Cancer. So, but how do these two work well together? Look at Shannon's Chiron right here at 3 degrees in Aries. Look at Skip's Mars at 5 degrees in Libra, opposing Shannon's Chiron. Jupiter conjunct Chiron. So, and Mercury and Chiron for Skip in Capricorn squaring Shannon's Chiron. Chiron is the wound and the ancient wisdom that is unlocked through healing that wound. Skip has 1, 2, 3, 4 planets converging on Shannon's wound. Shannon has a wound to his self-confidence. He also has ancient wisdom that is unlocked through healing that wound to self-confidence. So it took a lot of courage for Shannon, not only to step on the field, but to step off the field and step into the recording studio and talk to this guy who's been doing it for years. And Shannon showed Skip a lot of respect on the last episode where he's like, I'm so grateful for you taking a chance on me, bringing me on, believing in me, so in some ways, Skip has helped Shannon heal that wound to his self-confidence in order to unlock the ancient wisdom that Shannon has in being self-confident. But Skip has also stimulated that wound and picked on that scab. So it doesn't just heal and then, everything's happily ever after. It heals and then we go deeper for more healing. And maybe it goes too deep and it hits a nerve and then there's tension there and we have to move on from each other. Yeah. So
I think even you said, and there have been reports, and now Stephen A is talking, but how Skip disrespected him.
Look at this.
Shannon feels as though he's won too many times.
Yes. And this is where the anger comes up. This is where the rage comes up. When you see these two guys arguing towards the end, I mean, I'm like, what is stopping Shannon Sharpe from just going across the table and ripping Skip Bayless in half right now? Because, yeah, Skip was really pushing hard. And I'm like, damn, you're saying that to Shannon Sharpe right now? I mean, like, never mind the fact that he could turn you into a pretzel that you can't get out of, but it's just, man to man, a little low. So, I hope they made peace, but the thing is this is the agitator right here. Mars, the god of war, 5 degrees in Libra. We talked about how it's opposing Shannon's Chiron. So it's stimulating, poking at that wound. But this is the real kicker. We don't know exactly where the moon was when Shannon was born, because Shannon, you still got to send me your time of birth. But it was Mars is squaring Shannon's Venus, his sun, and his Mars. That's fire right there. And not like, getting cozy on a winter's night. That's like burning down the house type of fire. Yeah. This is intense. This is the god of war squaring Shannon's goddess of love, Shannon's planet of vitality, and Shannon's god of war, squaring off with Skip's god of war. So very, very intense aspect here that eventually, the wheels are going to come off. It's going to blow up. That's what's going to happen. And it did. Yeah. It can't last.
Yep.
And it didn't.
So can we look at Stephen A and Shannon Sharpe, make a little see if maybe they'll last?
Let's look at Stephen A. Let's do that in the next video.
Okay.
So we'll get back in the next video. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video where we're talking about Shannon Sharpe and his astrological relationship to Stephen A. Smith. Back in the next video.